Okay, gather around for this one. We've got a story today that comes straight from a listener, originally shared on a channel that focuses on creepy experiences abroad. And this one, it takes us to North Macedonia. Picture a really rural area, woods, and standing all alone. This old abandoned house.
The kind that just looks like it should be haunted, right? You know the type.
Exactly. And tonight, we're going to tell you the story of what happened when someone decided to step inside. It's quite a chain of events.
It really is. It touches on places, objects, and, well, things that are hard to explain. Let's get into it.
So the story focuses on this teenager. He's visiting his uncle in a Macedonian village, just hanging out.
And while he's there, he notices this house, way out in the woods near his uncle's place. Looks derelict.
He even thinks, it looks like a classic haunted house. Asks his uncle about it.
And the uncle confirms, yeah, it's been up for sale forever. Nobody's bought it. It's definitely empty, or supposedly empty.
Supposedly. Okay. Because, for a teenager, and his friends described as maybe a bit wild.
Yeah, prone to breaking things, the original account mentions.
Right. So for them, an empty, creepy house isn't a warning sign. It's an invitation. They decide they're going to go explore it.
Just a group of them, 3 or 4 boys. Curiosity, boredom, maybe looking for a thrill.
They get to the house, maybe expecting it to be sealed up tight.
But the front door, it just opens. It wasn't even locked.
Which is a bit strange in itself, isn't it? Why leave an abandoned house unlocked?
It does feel like the first little off note. Easy access. Too easy, perhaps.
So they go inside, and it's not just empty rooms. In the middle of one room, there's a box.
And this box is filled with, well, personal items, toys, some rope, clothes, glasses, shoes.
Things someone apparently meant to come back for, but just didn't. Like a life paused.
Which makes what happens next feel worse. It's not just an empty building, it contains traces of people.
Yeah, and the boys, being, teenage boys, they don't exactly treat it with reverence. They start rummaging through the box, playing with the stuff.
The main character, the teenager telling the story later, he specifically says he kicked the box, kicked it hard enough for things to spill out.
So it's not just trespassing. It's actively disturbing and disrespecting what's there.
And it seems like that disrespect might have been noticed because while they're downstairs, making a racket.
They hear something from upstairs.
Sounds described as walking, but mixed with running. A really weird, frantic combination. Unsettling.
And then a voice. A woman's voice. Speaking Macedonian, the story says. And it sounds chilling.
And the message is unmistakable.
Get out of my house now.
Direct, angry, not just a random noise, but an intelligent, aware presence making a clear demand.
Understandably, the boys absolutely freak out. Total panic.
Oh yeah, they scramble. They just bolt out there as fast as they can and apparently yelling apologies as they run.
But here's a really crucial detail. In that mad dash to escape, some of them grab things on the way out.
Including our main guy. He takes something specific. A necklace with a locket on it.
So they didn't just disturb things. They didn't just disrespect things. They stole something. Something personal.
That act of taking the locket feels significant, especially considering what happens later. It feels like crossing another line.
He holds on to it. The story suggests the next couple of weeks, while he's still in North Macedonia, are pretty quiet.
But then he goes home, back to Sweden, and that's when things start. Almost immediately.
It starts subtly, though. He describes feeling like someone's poking him sometimes, or a hand touching his shoulder when no one's there, stroking his foot when he's trying to sleep.
Tactile sensations, weird feelings, easy to maybe dismiss at first.
He tries to, but then he starts hearing things. A woman's whisper.
And the whisper is asking a question.
Why did you break my things? Over and over.
He thinks maybe he's just imagining it, Stress from the house, thinking too much about it.
But it doesn't stop. It gets worse. Much worse.
The phenomena really ramp up. It moves beyond feelings and whispers.
He starts hearing knocking. Late at night. First, on his bedroom door.
Okay, maybe explainable. How settling, whatever.
But then, knocking on his bedroom window. And his bedroom is on the 2nd floor.
Right. Impossible for someone to just be standing outside knocking on a 2nd floor window. That's, that's different.
And sometimes, the story says, the knocking on the door and the window would happen at the same time.
Simultaneous, targeted activity makes it much harder to explain away as random sounds. It feels deliberate.
Then the voice comes back. Not a whisper this time.
Yeah.
Loudly. Outside his house, late at night. A woman's voice. calling his name.
Just his name.
Mostly his name, but it sounded like she was trying to say more, but that's what came through clearly. He gets so stressed, so sleep-deprived, he actually yells back out the window one night.
What did he say?
Just yelling in frustration, like, what do you want? Just tell me so I can sleep.
Wow. Shows the level of psychological pressure he was under. Pushed to actually engage with it.
And it wasn't just affecting him. This is where his God comes into the story.
Yeah, fair. Freddie, the Jack Russell Terrier. Described as usually small, friendly, never really barked or howled at night.
Right. But one night, when this activity is really bad, Freddie just starts going crazy in the bedroom, howling, barking like mad.
Which was totally out of character for him.
Completely. He runs to the window, barking at something outside that the teenager can't see, just reacting with pure fear or aggression towards something.
Animals reacting strangely is such a common element in these kinds of stories. It's like they perceive things we don't. Adds another layer of creepiness.
And Freddie's fear wasn't just in the house. They take him on a bike ride in the woods with a friend later.
And Freddie is terrified out there too, tail tucked, shaking, scared of something in the woods, a place he should have felt fine.
And there's another weird incident on that bike ride. The friend's bike breaks. So the main guy puts his friend, who's described as being lightweight, on the back of his bike, and they're towing the broken one.
Should be manageable, right?
Should be. But he says he felt this immense crushing weight suddenly come onto the bike. Like someone incredibly heavy had just climbed on with them, making it almost impossible to pedal.
Whoa, a physical sensation of weight from something unseen?
Exactly. Another physical manifestation. Things are escalating. The dog's terror, this phantom weight, it feels like it's building to something.
And sadly it was.
There's another night. The activity is described as very aggressive. Freddie is in the bedroom with him.
And Freddie starts attacking the duvet.
Yeah, biting it, gnawing at it violently, growling and snapping at something invisible under the covers right next to the teenager.
That's terrifying, the dog fighting something right there in the bed.
He wakes up, tries to calm Freddie down, but the dog just keeps going. He ends up taking Freddie downstairs to sleep somewhere else.
But Freddie doesn't settle down. He apparently keeps howling and barking downstairs all night long.
The next morning, Freddie's gone from downstairs.
Oh, no.
His dad finds him in the backyard. Freddie's dead.
Just devastating. And obviously, they need to know what happened.
Yeah, the teenager's heartbroken. He takes Freddie to the vet. He needs to understand how he died.
And the vet's report is crucial here.
It is. The vet says Freddie didn't just die. He died from physical trauma, multiple kicks, potential head trauma, internal bruising. He was beaten.
Beaten? But by who? They must have thought someone broke in.
That's the logical assumption. So the teenager checks their home security camera footage. They have CCTV covering the backyard.
And this is where the story takes an absolutely chilling turn.
According to the account, the footage shows Freddie in the yard, and all night there's this black shadow near him.
A shadow.
Just a shadow. And then the footage apparently shows the impossible. It shows Freddie being kicked violently, thrown around the yard again and again.
By the shadow, or by something unseen connected to the shadow.
By something unseen. Only the shadow was visible nearby during these attacks. No person. Just Freddie being brutalized by an invisible force until finally he convulses and dies.
Seeing that on camera, visual evidence, seemingly, of an invisible attacker matching the vet's report of physical violence, that's profoundly disturbing. It elevates the story beyond subjective experience.
Absolutely. And while they're trying to process this horror, his mother finds something outside, on a chair, held down by a small stone.
Note?
A note, written Macedonian. His mom is Swedish, she can't read it.
So she gives it to the father, who is Macedonian.
He reads it. And the look on his face is pure shock.
What did it say?
The translation is rough, but the message is terrifyingly clear. It said something like, "You stole something I loved from me, now you broke it."
Okay. Connecting back to the house, the theft.
Exactly. And then it finishes, "I cannot hurt you, so the dog you love must die."
Oh my God, direct, specific, a motive, an explanation, and a confirmation of who or what killed Freddie and why.
The father immediately connects it, starts asking his son, "What did you do? Was it that house? What did you do to make someone this angry?"
The teenager finally confesses everything.
Tells him about going in the house, messing with the box, taking the necklace with the locket.
But there's more, isn't there, about the locket itself?
Yes. He then admits what he did after taking it. He'd gone down to a stream with his friends, opened the locket, looked at the photo inside. And he thought the photo was unattractive. He didn't like it. So he picked up a rock from the stream and just smashed the photo inside the locket. destroyed it completely.
You broke it.
He broke it. And then, because the locket looked ruined without the picture, he threw the broken pieces into the stream.
You stole something I loved from me. Now you broke it. The note suddenly makes perfect, chilling sense. He stole the locket with the loved photo, and then he physically broke the loved item inside it.
The connection is undeniable. His father, hearing this whole story, is apparently very understanding, maybe realizing the supernatural element involved. He just tells his son, it's okay, it's over now, just don't ever go near that house again.
Even though the son wants to go back, maybe to apologize.
Yeah, he suggests it, but the father insists the house is empty. No one lives there, reinforcing that whatever did this wasn't a living person they could apologize to.
And the father adds one more detail, right? Something that shows this wasn't maybe the first time something bad happened connected to that place.
Exactly. He mentions almost casually that a friend of his nearly died because of something related to that specific house.
So there's a history. Local knowledge, perhaps, that this place is dangerous. Not just an abandoned building, but a site with a dark reputation.
The original source also mentioned, briefly, how understanding ghosts or spirits differs across cultures. Mentioned some European legends of the Wild Hunt, Headless Horseman,
and the White Lady, which is interesting. While this entity doesn't fit perfectly, the White Lady archetype is often a female spirit, tied to a specific place, often linked to tragedy or loss, seeking something or enacting vengeance.
Right, a pale woman. The description fits the female voice, the connection to lost personal items, the intense reaction to theft and destruction. It's not a perfect match, but there are thematic echoes, maybe.
Definitely. So looking back at this whole story, it really unfolds like a dark fable, doesn't it? A violation of space, disrespect for belongings,
leading to taking something personal, destroying it.
Which triggers this escalating, terrifying response from an entity seemingly bound to that place and those objects. A response that follows the person across countries.
And the details are what make it so chilling. The whisper asking that specific question. Freddy's reactions, his terror, the vet confirming physical violence.
And that alleged CCTV footage showing the invisible force. And of course the note, spelling it all out.
It's a story that seems to draw a terrifyingly straight line from a teenage mistake to a devastating targeted consequence. The entity couldn't harm him directly, it seems, so it struck at what he loved.
Yeah, this account really hammers home that idea that some places, maybe they aren't truly empty, that memories, emotions, maybe something else can cling to objects and locations.
It certainly makes you think twice about disturbing old places or treating found objects carelessly. The potential consequences, as laid out in this story, are horrifying.
The respect for the unknown, perhaps.
And it leaves us with that final chilling line from the note. I cannot hurt you, so the dog you love must die. What does that limitation really mean? Why couldn't it hurt him directly? Was it bound by some rule? Needing a proxy for its revenge?
It adds another layer of mystery, doesn't it? Suggesting rules or limitations even for something capable of such violence. What allows it to harm an animal, but not the person who wronged it?
A question that definitely lingers. This was a dark one today. We hope you found the story, well, compelling, even if disturbing. Thanks for listening.
And if you appreciate these kinds of stories and explorations, please do consider giving us a like, share this with someone who enjoys the spooky stuff, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs, for more content.
It really helps us out. Until next time, stay safe, and maybe think twice before exploring that abandoned house down the road.